wondering, should I put it back foot like this? I'm trying to see. I'm just trying to see what's the best. I should have the view, but I think when I turn it sideways, it's a
All right.
better view. Peace, Noble. Peace. How you doing, Noble?
Yeah, I'm great. How about you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Looking
Doing good,
like that
brother.
tooth looking clean, Noble.
Gratitude, Noble. Gratitude, as always.
Gratitude, Noble Brian. Audible. Yes, sir, Noble Monso. Most a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure.
All right, all right. What time is it?
It's Noble Alonzo. So,
Peace and love, tribe, family. Let's get this started, man.
all right, we're going to do our countdown and our sponsors, and we're going to do the introduction.
Islam.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Good afternoon, family. Today's broadcast is brought to you by mypdfbooks.com, and that's books with the Z. Also by My Sons Teas, the Tea of Tea, and Divinely Prepared. We have musical stylings by BHB Music, Brian Hicks Bay Music. Also brought to you by binditbooks.com. Our clothing website, Moore's Haberdasher, for all of your religious regalia and your everyday items. And all of these are powered by ALO Design Pros. And without further ado, we present to you Sheikh Kareem Goodman Bay.
Peace, 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 peace. Peace and family. Peace and love,
Peace and
family.
love. Peace and love.
Can y'all hear me? I got a little echo going on.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, I just heard it, kept hearing a little echo. But how's everybody doing today?
Excellent. Quite
Gratitude,
well.
man. We had an amazing workout this
Great.
morning.
Great.
We had a quick 30-minute more power workout this morning. So I give gratitude for all my brothers that was able to make it. Those of you that wasn't able to make it in the flesh, you were there in spirit, as you always are. But without further ado, can we get our Moorish American prayer? And then can we just give a little introduction of how the BBT believe? And we're going to get into this conversation.
Islam. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation, by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Nabi Ali, Shalom Alakim, Ayah Ash'aya, Hotep, Islam, Amen, and peace, peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Now for a scientific introduction, the divine pattern of the Mosaic Tabernacle, including how the BBT believes. So, scientific study will illuminate the student that Yahweh, our Elohim, God, the creator of the stellar and ecclesiastical universe, has stipulated in all Bibles, regardless of the translation, a pattern that he, Yahweh Elohim, gave Moses in Mount Sinai in the year 1490, BBY, erroneously referred to as BC. It is by a profound knowledge of the construction and operation of this divine pattern of the Mosaic Tabernacle in relationship to every created object in the universe, whether visible or invisible, that will reveal the answer to every question concerning Yahweh Elohim and Yahshua, the Messiah, as he really is, and his eternal purpose and plan. The Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is not a church, but a school of research founded with the idea in mind to delve into every branch of science according to the pattern of the tabernacle, man made in the image of God. In more science, we say Allah, which is an acronym for arm, leg, arm, and head. To find the answer to every question that has plagued the student from the foundation of the world, thus proving the unerring accuracy and infallibility of the Bible. In research and study, we always use the true Hebrew names of the unity of the spirit of the so-called Godhead. Instead of the title God as the Father's name, we are using the correct Hebrew name, Yahweh. Instead of Jesus Christ as the Word or Son's name, we are using Elohim, which is the correct Hebrew title of the Father, Yahweh, in superincorporeal form. The Holy Spirit, which is Yahweh Elohim, manifested in the physical body, we are using the correct Hebrew name, Yahshua the Messiah. So these holy names may seem to be of private interpretation, which we, the Burning Bush Tabernacle, have invented. But through research and study with a good encyclopedia or dictionary, anyone can discover for themselves of this great error. There was no letter J in any language until the Middle Ages, neither was there ever a letter equivalent to the J in the Hebrew language. Therefore, such names as Jesus or Jehovah are impossible renderings of the true name of the Father and the Son. And with that, I say Islam, Amen, and peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace. But I wanted to, have a discussion with my family today before I get into a little historical teachings on who we are. But my whole mission is about unity. It's about coming together because religion has separated us as a people. Everyone is not, how can I say, Christian or Islam, but we all are spiritual beings. We all are created in the image of the Creator. So we should have a common denominator as a people and we should be able to walk out these doors understanding who we are. When I tell my brothers and sisters, I'm educated and anointed in Islamic studies. I'm educated and anointed in Christian studies. I'm educated and anointed in history. I'm educated and anointed in economics. All the pillars that should understand who we are so we don't get caught up arguing with man-made religion. We should have a common denominator as a people. And if we know that we're not slaves, if you could sit down and get every misnomer black person in a group and ask them, are they a slave? I hope they'll say no. Right, Noble Brian?
Absolutely.
So the next question I will ask my brothers and sisters, if you're not a slave, then who are you? They'll say they don't know. And that's the issue that I have today with us as a people, not knowing who we are. We'll say that we a Christian or a Al-Islam Muslim or Egyptologist or this or that and the other. But if you know that you're not a slave, then what are you?
Moorish American.
Thank you, Brian. And this is the teachings that we come back in our community. It's just been so much misunderstanding since this internet been out, and since all these brothers that jump on the internet that'll say Moors are some people that don't pay taxes. But that's not true. We are law-abiding citizens. We have a tax-exempt receipt, and when we make purchases, just like any other nonprofit organization or any other organization that's tax-exempt for the federal government. But we're not a special group of people that disrespect the laws. We're not a group of people that's trying to create our own government. Those people that you see on the internet are sovereign citizens, and that's an oxymoron with the feds on. Those people that you see driving around with no license and no tags, those are sovereign citizen black Negroes that have a misunderstanding of what Noble Drew Ali teach and what this science consists of, because that is not more science. That is not more science. That's criminal behavior. And here at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, we're not criminals. We're not here to break any laws. And so I always want to make that clear with brothers and sisters when they see us with our fezzes on and our turbans. It's going to always be a group of people that's criminals. But you can't connect that to the true understanding of what this science is. Those are people that's looking for a way out. Those are criminals. And so today I want to just have a conversation with my brothers and sisters about unity and about coming together and about having a clear understanding. If you're not a Negro, black, or colored, or African American, which all are synonymous to a slave, then what are you? I hope you know that you are Moorish American by law, by history, by ancient teachings, not the stuff that you see today with these brothers that just coming into the science and they doing illegal activity. You're not going to see my Noble Brian out here driving without license and insurance and all that, because that's not our fight. That's not our mission as upright brothers and sisters. Our mission is to teach our brothers and sisters who they are and be productive in their communities, be productive in their homes. That's what this science is about. And to teach you your nationality and your spirituality, and teach you that you're not a Negro, black, or colored, or African American, to teach you that you're not a slave. I teach true civics and true history, not only on this internet, but in real life. And so when I come on these social media platforms, it's disheartening for our brothers and sisters to still operate as slaves, using words that connotate and denotate to slavery. We have to have a true understanding who we are in unity, brothers and sisters. We have to resurrect ourselves. And any lawgiver, everything that I talk about is ancient history. If I was saying something that's frowned upon, that's illegal, I would have been shut down. I would have been in trouble. But you can't get the truth in trouble because it's there. It's going to always be here. And the truth will make you free. The Creator didn't create a Negro, a black, a colored, or African American. The Creator didn't create that. We are created in the image of the Creator. Nowhere in this great earth, brothers and sisters, that the Creator created some Negro. A Negro was created is modern, by their master. A person that understands who they are, they shouldn't use words as Negro, colored, African American. We shouldn't even be teaching our children this. And this is the dilemma that we have when I say we are physically alive, but spiritually dead. We continue to teach our children words that denotate to slavery. just like Black Lives Matter, and I ask a person, is black an adjective? These are elementary questions that you should be going over with your children. Black is an adjective. So how can your child and how can you be black? I have a black cell phone case. We might have black tires, but you're not black. You're not. Your freedom is not connected to being black. No one can even with a right mind, sit in front of anybody that's educated or a scholar and say your freedom is connected to blackness. When I break down laws, when I break down the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, man, Noble, Lonzo, and Brian, most adults don't even know what I be talking about. But then they'll watch TV and talk about Black Lives Matter. I ask grown people, what is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? The Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15 clearly states that you have a right of a nationality and a right to change it. No one would be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and a right to change it, and to claim a child replaces the birth certificate. When I talk about House Joint Resolution 75, where you can annex your L and Bay to your name, because that's who we are. We have to have a nation bearing one name, one flag, annexed to the name that you was given at birth from your mother and your father. When I talk about the SF 181 form, when you pick on any type of application who you are, and the average Negro will pick black or African American, and it's no such thing. These is real civics that I teach. When I go back in history and I show you before Abraham Lincoln was a president, he was an attorney and he defended the Moor in court, because in the ancient times it was illegal for a Negro, a black, or African American to have land and be married. When you research the Spencer and Dungy law, when you research the Dred Scott law that was never abolished, that misnumbered black people would never have no rights, would never have no rights. So why today our educators that look at us, that look like us, will get behind a banner of Black Lives Matter? And black is an adjective, and blacks have no rights in a court of law. And according to science and law, black means death, silver mortis, because a lot of things is Latin and Greek in law. And we as a people will promulgate these things. I don't care about nobody's religion. I'm not here to argue with no religion. I have a clear understanding of all religion. I'm educated in Islamic studies. I'm educated in Christian studies. I'm educated in Gautama Buddha. I'm educated in Sufism. I'm educated in history and law and all facets of understanding. But us as a people, as misnumbered black people from a community, man, it's the time today. This is the Aquarian ages, Noble Brian, Noble Maso, Noble Alonzo. That means the information is out here. We should not be letting people call us Negro, colored, black, or African American. If the European Jew, when somebody say something about them, they say it's anti-Semitic. Well, when somebody call you Negro, colored, black, or African American, it should be the same type of feeling. That's anti-Semitic. Why? Because I'm not a slave, and you're not a slave, and your babies are not slaves.
Islam.
And it's sad today that we get under a banner of man-made religion and then totally forget who we are as a people. Totally let these educators that's in academia, that's took a check and took an oath, to lead you backwards. You got all these educators that got these PhDs, Cornell West, all these people that taught at Harvard. But when I come and speak, they'd be quiet in the church mouse because they know what I'm saying. And it only take 1 second to break down laws, to break down history. Man, I love our prophet, Noble Drew Ali, but you was a Moor way before our prophet. It was Moors way before our prophet, historically. When I talk about Deuce Muhammad, Abdul Hamid Solomon, and all the ancient Moors, even before those brothers and sisters. On the record, you were Moorish American by birth. By birth, you are a Moor. Just like they try to put slave caste on you by birth, you were Moor by birth, and you must resurrect who you are. You must proclaim, declare, and have due process. That's some things that we have to understand. That's something that we have to have a clear understanding. So you will be having pride when you wear your fez, which is your national headdress. You will have pride when you wear your turban and your kufi. You will have pride when you wear your bonnet. It don't represent no al-Islam. It represents your national headdress and your spirituality and your divinity. Understand that you have a connection with the Creator. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Our kids need to be taught real history and real civics. They need to be taught the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment. We just don't need to be going to church and then think that's it and go back in our communities and let people call us Negro, colored, black, or African American, and we'll never get nothing. White people just wooing you to sleep, talking about some reparations. And I don't care how many reparation talks that misnomer black people have. Misnomer black people will never, ever, ever in this lifetime get any form of reparations by identifying as Negro, black, colored, or African American. You would never, ever get reparations. I don't care what some preacher or what some Black Lives Matter advocate comes and speak about. I bet you they won't sit down in front of me and have this conversation because it's going to be destroyed in 1 second. That Eurocentric and that Negrocentric propaganda will be destroyed. Misnomer black people should not be wearing no shirt talking about some Black Lives Matter. Why? You're not black. I didn't say black wasn't beautiful. Red is beautiful. White is beautiful. Orange is beautiful. But black is not your nationality. It can't be. You have a nationality. You have a race. And you have a status. And until misnomer black people understand those three facets, just like the unity, which they call a Trinity, we're going to continue to be lost. How? From a lack of knowledge. Why? Because we refuse to learn. Learn what? Who we are. That's Hosea 4 and 6. My people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. But what type of knowledge are we lost on? We lost on a lack of knowledge of self, who we are, who the Creator created us to be. The Creator did not create a Negro, black, or colored, or African American, or a slave. The Creator didn't create that. We are created in the image of the Creator. So I wanted to have these conversations and open a dialogue for y'all to speak. And then I'm going to break down some little keys. If anybody got anything to add, please say something. The lawful key, the laws of a government that are used to enslave and re-enslaved can also be used to free the slaves. In 1865, the grandsons of European Masonic founding fathers legally brought forth on this continent a second new nation. And the congressional manumissions of the 13th Amendment abolishment of slavery brought this new nation into existence. The new nation then became one family bearing one free national name. And they must proclaim their free national status before their government and the nations of the earth in order to be recognized as a clean and pure nation. We cannot be citizens of a free national government while clinging to names that delude to slavery. The only lawful purpose of the 14th Amendment, ratified in 1868, that was 3 years later, is to spread assumable jurisdiction of the ex-slaves, agreeable to the then powerless Southern Europeans, to the courts throughout every state in the United States under the term all persons, meaning commercial property, reinstituting the post facto slave labels of Negro, black, and colored, declared abolished by the 13th Amendment. But these things were supposed to be abolished by the 13th Amendment. And the descendants of ex-slaves began held hostage by dead badges of law, which were the 14th and the 15th Amendments. And they need only to proclaim our one and true free national name to break the judicial bonds that Congress have given over us to the corporate America. Equal to the knowledge of self is the law. That's what the Bible say, Hosea 4 and 6. Do y'all know what Hosea 4 and 6 is, y'all? I just said it. What's Hosea 4 and 6? Anybody? You can just summarize it. Anybody?
My people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed. Who? God's people, the misnomer black man. In the beginning, everything was dark. So if my people are destroyed due to a lack of knowledge, Noble Moso, the lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn who we are. We continue to refuse to learn who we are when we call ourselves some black Christian or some black Muslim or some black Hebrew Israelite. Anything that you put black in front of is dead. Dead, dead, dead. It's dead. And we continue to teach our children this dead stuff. Parents are doing a disservice to our children by teaching them that they're some slaves when they say they black and they African American or they're Negro. We teaching our children to be slaves mentally still. It's a sad thing. And the making of Negroes, blacks, and colored people, it continues today. It continues in our schools. A mind packed with ignorance is never content. Illiteracy continues instability and unhappiness. Indeed, there is no bliss in the shallow world of the unknowingness. The Negro was made to fluctuate in a perpetual state of psychological wretchedness. The black mind was programmed to adjudicate all things from a black perspective. They even had entertainers come out with songs, I'm black and I'm proud. Y'all remember that song? Who sung that song, I'm black and I'm proud? Y'all know?
James Brown.
And that's garbage. I like James Brown as an artist. That's why Malcolm X was telling us we got to stop listening to these rappers. We got to stop listening to these people and deal with the educators that can educate us. James Brown, I'm black and I'm proud. And that's a chant. But you're not black. You're not black. I'm giving you history. I'm not saying black is not beautiful. If I'm in Arizona, Nobles, and all my muftis know I'm in Arizona in a red state, I dress like this every day. When I see European Jews, they know who I am. They call me sheik. They call me rabbi. Oh, you a Moor. You a righteous brother. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I'm not a Negro, black, or colored, or African American. Because when you say that to me, that's anti-Semitic to me. And I'm going to fact check you. A Negro can't come and call me, what's up, black brother? Because I'm not your black brother. That shows us that we have a lack of understanding. And then we don't see each other as gods. We disrespect each other with the drop of a hat. Why? Because you a slave, and slaves disrespect each other. A slave is only programmed to please their master. I love my brothers. I love my Moorish American brothers. I teach us science. When I see young kids, I raise them up. When I was just back home, Noble, Bryan, and Flint, Michigan, I was at one of the little, they call it Pasadena Playhouse, and I came in there with my fez on. Then the next day I had my turban. The little kids was coming to me. I got a young man that I have to buy him a fez. And I teach him. He's getting ready to be released. That's why I'm ready to go back to my city of Flint, Michigan. It's too many babies that need my help. It's too many people that I need to resurrect. Our city is in turmoil, and I need to be in the fire to help. What's the use of a doctor if no one's sick? And I need my people. Yes, I'm happy doing this internet stuff, but I need to be back in the midst. I need to be back on the corners. Just like when you see the European Jews and the Latter-day Saints and the Mormons, they ride their bikes in neighborhoods. They ain't afraid of nothing. So why are we afraid? You see the Mormons and the Latter-day Saints on their bikes riding through, spreading their message. But why are we not spreading the message? You see the Nation of Islam Muslims selling them final call papers, but the people ain't getting nothing. I have to go back to our community, man, of Flint, Michigan, and spread this message. Kids need to see me. I ain't spreading no man-made religion. I have a clear understanding. I'm educated in Islamic studies. I'm educated in Christian studies. I'm educated in history and civics and agriculture. I'm educated in those. The kids got to see somebody that look like them, that can help them. And I need my people to help. No matter the training, military, politics, economics, social, religion, all chattels can only see from a property point of view. And the slave only constancy is the rise and fall of an external government. And by design, the misnomer Negro, Black, and Colored are unable to answer standard questions about nationality, about heritage, or prosperity of their children. When I say we have no culture, what I have on is culture, and other people have took your culture and ran with it. We have no culture. This is both embarrassing and humiliating. When I'm out here in Arizona and a red state and misnomer Europeans and Jews, they know exactly who I am. They say, oh, I love your native headdress. When I wear my fez, they say, I love your fez. When I have on my native garments, I love your kutra or your tunic. And misnomer black people don't even know what it is. They think I'm some Al-Islam Muslim. Shame on my brothers and sisters. Shame on my brothers and sisters. And I open up the Bible and I'll show them that the followers of Yahshua wore a tunic, cotton or silk, with the embroideries. When I show you that the high priest wore a turban with the jewel on it. When I show you that Haram Mabith, the master craftsman, wore a fez. When I show you Leviticus 25:10, the Liberty Bell, when you turn the fez inside out, that's your fez. We don't know nothing. And it's embarrassing and humiliating when I go around misnomer black people that identify the slaves. And when challenged with questions about themselves as a nation, the most educated Negro, Black, and Colored will appear dyslexia and to suffer from chronic analphabetism, because they'll deal with the acronyms, the NBC stuff. I'm telling y'all, I saw a whole conference with Cornel West, Tavis Smiley, T.I., all them brothers on there, and they say, well, what should we call ourselves? And then them Negroes gonna get on there and talk about your freedom is connected to blackness. I like a lot of our elders. I listen to James Small, but I know he a Freemason, and they only gonna tell you a little bit, because a lot of them brothers wanted to be the only one, and it's not no only one. If we all are knowledgeable people, we gotta have a temple and a school and have all our scholars come teach. Just like when I show y'all old films like Tony Brown's journals. When y'all research Tony Brown journals, you ain't see Ivan Van Sertima arguing with another scholar. You ain't see John Henry Clark arguing with another scholar. You ain't see Dr. Ben arguing with another scholar. Them brothers was on there debunking the Eurocentric and the Negrocentric propaganda from an educated point of view. You ain't see Sheikh and Diop when John Henry Clark transferred a lot of his teachings to English. They was proving each other right, not disrespecting each other. You don't disrespect an educator and an elder that's here to resurrect you. You pay homage. And there is also a coast-to-coast belief in the westernized misconception that we are so mixed from known and unknown amalgamation until there is no way we can trace ourselves. And if my muftis, if y'all want to say anything, please tap in. This shows a serious beatdown into total submission. It is this socially fed negativity that misplaces doubt where faith and consciousness should be. It illustrates self-denial. These lessons are created to stimulate or shock life into the inactive gods of the hemisphere. Make no mistake about it, ignorance of self is never without its ally of pain. When a brother get on the internet and disrespect me, like yesterday, some brother got on there and just was babbling off at the mouth, I don't get mad at that. What that shows is how messed up we are mentally as a people. I don't take no offense in an ignorant person, because I'm going to kill it with love. No Negro can hurt me on the internet by just running their mouth, because I can care less. It shows how far we have to go. And it shows how far I have to help my brothers and sisters, because our brothers and sisters is sick. We sick when we don't respect each other. And it's sad. Speaking about pain, the mind can be conditioned to function with pain. It has been known to enjoy pain from the hurt to the very source of pain. It is not the flesh to think or the bones to reason. Therefore, it is not the body which feels pain. Only the ego expresses pain or pleasure. Only the ego does that. That's the lower self. When brothers and sisters disrespect each other, we're supposed to be walking out the house with our turbans and our feathers on, Brother Brian, Brother Moso, Brother Alonzo, and resurrecting our children. Because you're not going to see no European Jew disrespect each other. You're going to only see misnomer Negroes, black people, slaves, preachers disrespecting each other. Islam Muslims, Moors, you're going to see those Negroes disrespecting each other. Man, Noble Brian, I see preachers on the internet disrespecting each other. It's a preacher on the internet. All he do is talk about celebrities and TD Jakes all day. But how can you talk about the toothpick in somebody's eye and you have a log in yours? You're supposed to be ministering. Do y'all hear me, Noble?
Yes, sir.
Y'all might know the man on the internet. It's a man on the internet right now. I forget the brother name. Y'all might know. All he do is talk about celebrities and talk about Kirk Franklin and do all that. Like, that's your mission? And people think that's teaching and preaching. Man, don't nobody want to hear that crap. That's niggertainment. When you talking about somebody, but how are you liberating people? How are you bringing people up? Yep, the dude said Pastor Geno Jennings. People know what I'll be talking about. You can go on the internet, all he doing is talking stuff about people. And they not teaching the whole truth of the scriptures because he know the average Negro is not educated in the text. The man got on there talking about people, kufis and turbans, talking about you don't wear that. I said, dude, the followers of Yahshua wore turbans. They wore bonnets. What are you talking about? The high priest wore turbans. What are you talking about, sir? You teaching a westernized Christian perspective. You teaching a westernized Christian perspective. The high priest wore a turban with the jewel on it. The followers of Yahshua wore a goddamn bonnet, aka the kufi. So what you talking about, sir? He making a mockery of things, and the Bible and the Quran synchronized. That's what we about today. That's what we about today, confusion. We are about confusion, and it's sad that them Christian brothers in the churches do that. And they think that's gospel. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. Because you're not educated. When you don't see somebody that might not have the same thing on, the first thing you do is start dissing. But this is a unity. Not a separation. It's a unity. And our people are lost due to the lack of knowledge because they refuse to learn. They are misquoting the text. What I have on is native attire. This is a kutra or a tunic. If you get the lexicon, if you get the Hebrew lexicon, it's all in your Bible with the attire of what the followers of Yahshua wear. But they'll never go there because they know when they start getting the lexicon of what those words mean, everything that I'm saying is going to be 100% right. The followers of Yahshua and the high priest ain't wear no suit and no tie. That's American Negro stuff. Just like the natives were stripped of their attire and made them put on a suit, made them put on a damn tie. I don't have no problem with it, but tell the truth, sir. If the Messiah came back in the day, he wouldn't have on no suit, no bow tie. If the followers of Yahshua, the Messiah, came back and the Jacobites, they wouldn't have on no suit, no tie, Brother Brian, Brother Moso, Brother Alonzo. They'll look like you and I. Haram Abith in the Bible wore a fez. The Anunnaki that the Europeans say is some damn alien had the fez on with their native attire on. We lost. I told you, religion messes us up. With this in mind, brothers and sisters, with this in your hippocampus, which constitutes the nation made of Maya, are revealed in a state of national denial. The pains of a people in denial are often so severe until suffering is socially perceived and accepted as normal. Some pains are diagnosed in psychological epidemics, as was the Stockholm Syndrome. Research the Stockholm Syndrome, my brothers and sisters. This is when This is when the iron hand of oppression is so massive until its victims become mental duplicates of their oppressors. Others justify benightingness by waiting on the Lord to come and see their pain. But who is God? Still, many will seek refuge in competitions, addictions, or 1,000 other pain-absorbing methods of mental masturbation. All this due to a lack of knowledge about the true national self. But in the Bible, Hosea 4 and 6, it clearly tells you that my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. When any misnomer black man, you teaching Christendom, aka Christian doom. You went to seminary and you was taught by a Protestant European to teach that. You know it and I know it. You know it and I know it. When you say Jesus, that's Greek mythology. It never was a J in the Hebrew dialect. And then they start using the King James Version to try to prove themselves right. Man, you need to stop. You need to get the lexicon. You need to get the lexicon. The scripture says, praise his holy name. So what's the holy name? It damn sure wasn't Jesus. It wasn't. And if you think that, then you clearly not a biblical scholar. You preaching man-made religion. And I don't come with no disrespect. I come with the proof. You have to understand etymology and etymon, how the word was meant the first day. They didn't speak, the followers of Yahshua, a lot of words that they use are modern words. So the point here is to not merely to arouse the needs or the need an answer to whom or what is the Negro, black, and colored, and how did they come into legal existence all these hundreds of years after the U.S. constitutional abolishment of slavery. I'm going to prove that in this land of the so-called free, all Negro, blacks, and colors will always be at home as slaves. Most people will undoubtedly come to realize for the first time the awakening truth that the misnomer blacks are not born. They are made right here in the home of slaves. And the sinful making of a black people was the machination of a Maya, a nation of people. These is facts. Everybody was born as a Negro if you don't understand what I'm saying. When I break down the laws. We are Muslims, and citizens own properly declared nations. Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali was the first to be honored and recognized as a partial of a clean and pure nation of people. I didn't say it wasn't Moors before us, because it was. What our Prophet did and done, all so-called Negro, black, and colored must do. Be it the will of the infinite wisdom. Each student, in the course of this knowledge that I'm giving you, y'all will come to understand the powerful significance of knowing one's true identity. And not only is this information enlightening to your soul, it also reattaches the loss to the human family of nations, tongues, and tribes. And the greatest gift from the knowledge of not being a Negro, black, and colored is it will also permanently cut all bonds of the U.S. jurisdiction and the European subjugation. Research subjugation. The misnomer black man is begotten, my brothers and sisters. The origin of the black man began with the system of chattel slavery during the settling of the continental colonies of the pre-United States. And the actual timing of this genocidal event lies between Christopher Columbus, according and authorized his invasion of this part of the Northwest and the Southwest Africa in 1492. Hell, Stevie Wonder wrote a song. Do y'all know the song that Stevie Wonder wrote? Do y'all know the name of the song?
Misrepresented people.
Come on. Stevie Wonder don't even have eyes, but he can see clearly because he have ears to hear. He said, in 1492, you fell upon the shores, 700 years, educated by the Moors, educated by the Moors, educated by the Moors. Stevie Wonder told you this. It's a European named Steely Dan. What song did he write, Noble Brian?
I ain't gonna do it without my fez on.
A European told you this. Steely Dan. Research it. Dun, 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 dun. I ain't gonna do it without my fez on. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no.
Oh no.
Do 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 do. I'm never gonna do it without my fez on. Do 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 do. Oh no. Can't you see? I wanna be your holy man. The European said he ain't gonna do it without his fez on, Brian.
Islam today.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? That's why I said we lost. And the fez represents who you are as a people. It's on the Liberty Bell, Leviticus 25:10. If you take a look at your fez, my brothers and sisters, if you take a look at your fez, and when I go get my soft fez and turn it inside out, it's the Liberty Bell. Here go the gong and everything, but we don't even know that. We don't know that. And I create the fezes. Here it is, I got people buying fezes for me that don't even look like me. But they say they Moors. They say, oh, they Moors, and they represent their Moorish legacy. A lot of my misnomer Mexican partners that I'm meeting out here in Arizona, they know they Moors, Brian. They know it. That's why they L. When you see L and all this on the front of their names, they know they Moors. They was waiting for somebody like me to come educate them on this. They not Mexican, they not Latino, they Moors. And they know it.
Islam, somebody got to educate the people.
Yes. They know it. All my misnomer Mexican people know it. That we Mexico. All my so-called Latin brothers know it. Wait till I show y'all all the brothers out here in Arizona that I put with fezes on. Wait till our next meet and greet when we get ready to go to Puerto Rico. I'm trying to have a lot of my misnomer Mexicans and my misnomer Latino brothers come. I'm telling you, they call me El. You say what, Noble Brian?
I say the more, the merrier.
Yes. And my own people don't accept me. That's why I'll be like, it hurt my heart. Most people will come to realize for the first time the awakening truth that the so-called blacks are not born. They made. They made, y'all. I'm telling you. And what I've done and what the prophet done, all y'all can do. Under the sound of my voice, we need to come together as one nation with many cultures. I ain't stripping nobody of their culture. I would never do that. But it's chattel slavery, y'all. And the actual timing of this genocide was, I told y'all, 1779, when y'all researched the black codes, researched the black Christian codes. The word black or swarty was formerly used as a descriptive, an adjective to the nationality of the African Moors, the Blackamoor or the swarty Moors. After the European crossing of the Great Atlantic, the word black became used as marks, labels, and names of identification to describe the fallen and the conquered state of the mighty world civilizer. To this day, only about 10 out of every 500,000 Negro, Black, and colors realize they carry their tombstone in identification marks. That's the whole story of Haram Mabith in the Bible. That's the whole story of Jebel, Jablum, and Jablem. They tried to bury you in a shallow grave. And our misnomer black Masons, them Prince Hall brothers, they not going to tell you the truth. They got a potentate over them. But us as Moors, we don't take no oath. I'm just a map and a guide. We don't take no oath. This is a brotherhood. And the scriptures tell you the Holy Spirit loves brotherhood. It's like sweet oil that's being poured down from your head to your beard onto your shirt. It's something wrong about the way that misnomer black people and Albions, Europeans, Trelodite nations of Europe bring things across the Atlantic from the east to the west. The cargo generally transformed during their Atlantic crossing into something opposite of its origins. It's hundreds of examples of this common phenomenon, brothers and sisters. Prophet Yahshua was a descendant of the ancient African Moabites with typical woolly hair and defeat the you of bronze. But by the time his image reached these shores, he is God with blonde hair. Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia. And the European know what I'm talking about. Caesar Borgia and the other European false prophet that your grandmama have on the wall talking about, don't touch my Jesus. Who? Caesar Borgia? Who? Tom? That false image of the Messiah? That's sad. The blue eyes and the first cousin to a printer named Michelangelo. Arabian Muslims were selling other African Muslims into European slavery. But by the time the slaves reached the colonial states, they appeared as pork-eating Christians. And the Atlantic also saw the nationality of the Moors being stripped away. And by the time they landed here, their historical true identity was blackened into non-remembrance. They became whatever others said they were. It's just like when I say the name Negro and its evil origins. When I show y'all this book, The Name Negro and Its Evil Origins, we don't let nobody name us. We name ourselves. This is science. The blackening of the Moors was no easy task. It took a lot of conspiring, secret oath-taking, and 4 centuries to complete. Even your own brothers, those religious brothers and those black Muslims, that Prince Hall, all that mystic fake stuff, they in slavery too. Because no matter if you free or a slave, you still a nigger and you don't have no rights. Any Mason to get on here, they know they lying. And I'll bring out all their charters and show you that you a slave. I'll start bringing out George G.M. James, Stolen Legacy. I'll start showing you everything that's in the Masonic house. The Torah, all the books I talk about is on there. And a misnomer black Mason won't even share it with their people. They won't even wear the fez every day. They wear the fez in clandestine, in secrecy. Some say to this day, nationality is not important. But if this was true, y'all, why did the heads of the Europeans and Americans take it away? Your nationality is your divine identity, and it connects you to the rest of the human family. And without it, one cannot trace themselves to their history or reason for being. To see make the matters worse, everyone has theirs except the black man. Everyone has theirs except the black man. Everyone has theirs except the black man. Black was used to define the dark ages of the African in the forbidden higher learning and education. And due to the absence of consciousness, the misnomer black man suffer from severe insufficiency of knowledge. Hosea 4:6, my people are lost due to the lack of knowledge of what? Of self. It ain't no lack of knowledge of nothing else. If we made in the image of the creator, then the only way you can be lost is a lack of knowledge of who you are. And the preacher's not going to preach that. They're going to preach that you some Christian. Huh? They're going to preach that black stuff. They're going to have on shirts, Black Lives Matter. And most of your preachers are Freemasons. Shame on them. But I bet you they won't come on my page because I know who they are. And the day of that, it's over. A dark age is a black period. But we always had golden age, as Ivan Van Sertima said. We always had a golden age. What? The golden age of the Moors. I hope y'all listening to what I'm saying. We didn't never have no dark age, Noble Brian. Do you hear me?
Loud and clear.
We had the golden age and the golden age of the Moors. J.A. Rogers, all of us, they'll tell you this. And prior to this, the worst system of denationalization, slavery, ever forced upon any nation of the human family. The black man did not exist. Black people did not just happen or fall from the sky or off the back of a truck. All black people, such as they are, were made accordingly to design by the minds of men. They were not black people, black language, or black histories. According to the science, black is just a word, and the word means death, the absence of light and void of life. There are only 7 colors in the spectrum, and black is not one. Neither is white. This is scholarship. My people, being a newborn nation, fresh from the United States, constitutional womb of slavery were unimaginably weak from centuries of legally enforced ignorance. While in the darkness of the womb, they had been deprived of knowledge and forbidden to think beyond the indoctrination that just 1 ounce of black blood was a cause or a curse from God. I sent y'all the expensive book, The Forgotten Cause of the Civil War by Tinsler. You see how much that book costs on Amazon. Why y'all think all the expensive books that I have that I share with y'all cost a grip on Amazon, Brian? Because they know the average Negro is not going to buy it. They know the average Negro going to listen to somebody to keep them in subjugation. But when you get a scholar like me that have the information, that'll make it available to you for pennies, we still won't support. That's the messed up thing about a black Negro or African American, a slave. There has been a terrible and evil game of psychological self-destruction played upon an entire people. A shocking reality is when anyone uses the true definition of the word black to describe its objects. One sees the manumissions, the death blow to a people. For example, instead of saying black, use the true meaning, deaf or dead, in front of its people, person, place, and things or thoughts, and now see what life it gives. Because according to science and law, black means deaf. You not black. I didn't say black wasn't beautiful. What do black people really know? What do black people really own? Nothing. Because black people can't own nothing. I'm telling y'all, research the Dred Scott law that was never abolished. Black people can't own nothing. And we still talk about some Black Lives Matter. We still let the preachers and our family members and the black Masons come with this black stuff. You're never going to have nothing. And they know it. You're never going to get reparations identifying as black. And they know it. The answer is already circumscribed within the true etymology of the word black. Just substitute any of the true common meanings of the adjective black, as in deaf, lifeless, or dead, then place in the front of any subject generally used in association with misnomer black people. What'll happen? Oh snap! They will be surprised at the game that has been played on them every day since 1652. Now let's apply the word black to its everyday assumable use in the only country on earth that makes these people with black minds remember the true etymology. Remember the true etymon of the word black has always meant deaf. You got to understand this, my Moorish brothers and sisters. Being a Moor has nothing to do with no religion. I'm an Islamic scholar. I'm a Christian scholar. I'm a historian. Moorish science is not a religion. It's an understanding. My religion is God and man as one. My religion is my brotherhood and who I am with my people. And I teach this. I give you your two filth that was taken from you from slavery. So put dead in front of man. Black in front of that is dead. When you call yourself a black man, when you call yourself a black woman, when you talk about black history, black communities, black organizations, black teachers, dead, 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 dead. When you put black schools, black race, black movies, black life, black business, black justice, dead, 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 dead. Black ideas, black heroes, black criminals, black books, black language, black crimes, dead, 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 dead. Black clothes, black thoughts, black caucus, black leaders, black theaters, black things, dead, 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 dead. Black churches, black Muslims, black alliance, black love, black policemen, black employment, dead, 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 dead. Black news, black children, black family, black flag, black doctors, black universities, dead, 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 dead. Black place, black athlete, black power, black bands, black lawyers, black consciousness. Black politicians, black God, black religions, black people, black power, black pride. That's all death.
So what you're saying is this newfound movement that they have that's called Black Lives Matter. When you swap out the words for the true meaning, it means like dead lives matter or lifeless lives matter.
Absolutely, Noble Brian. If you was taking my class in school and I was teaching linguistics and the etymology of words, it only took Europeans 1 second to figure this out. They were laughing. When I'm doing lectures at the college, they was like, so why misnomer black people call themselves black? And why do they think Black Lives Matter? They're like, a black person is not going to get no reparations. The only person that's going to get reparations for misnomer black people is the person that created they black ugly self. And we still walk around with shirts, I'm black and I'm black and I'm proud. It's messed up. And then I showed y'all a blind man can see that you are more. How? Because Stevie Wonder wrote the song, Misplaced People or Misrepresented People. In 1492, you fell upon the shores, 700 years, educated by the Moors. I told y'all, a blind man can see that. Earth, Wind, and Fire was showing us this. Like I said, the European Steely Dan, he made the song, Never Gonna Do It Without My Fez On.
Oh no.
Come on, Brian. Can't you see? I wanna be your holy man. Because the European knew what this fez represents. The white Masons, they wear this fez. And it had Al-Islam Mecca. All that on their fez in clandestine. Yes, Brian. So when people talk about that Black Lives Matter, it's dead. Or a dead people. Lifeless. Lifeless lives, they say matter. How? And then we talking about some reparations, Brian. I'm with reparations, but I know for a fact a Negro, a colored, or African American is never going to get no reparations. So you can argue and do all that you want to. And the courts, all they're going to do is throw it out. Because you haven't, you say what?
They can only repair or restore nations. And if you don't have a nation or a nationality, that's what it's saying. It ties back to the family of nations. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have that nationality, you still not a complete 5/5 of a human being.
Come on. Come on. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. That's why I said I got time today. I got time today to teach my brothers and sisters. I got time. Like what my noble said, he was like, man, if people don't give you donations for what you teaching, I teach scholarship. They see it on the bottom, Cash App, $ KG Bay. When I ask people to give a donation, I give them books and literature, and I give you a tax exempt receipt. We don't understand how we build our nation. We lost because black people don't understand. Watch this. True history bears witness. The idea of a Negro, color, and black people was never an African philosophy. History will further reflect it took scores of years to beat the black psychic into an isolated people until it became a living part of them. And the results were life itself then became the only filter through which the branding, the iron of black acceptance displayed only African survivors. And today, the same blackness that once hunted and terrorized the souls of every enslaved African man, woman, and child is now sought after with pride. How? Because you see a dumb Negro with a shirt on talk about some Black Lives That Matter after I just educated them. That black, according to science and law, means deaf. According to science and law, means deaf. They use James Brown with that I'm black and I'm proud, and y'all don't even know it. It is wherein there are no people that are white because they are not black, and other people proud to be black merely because they are not white. This is what I try to tell people of personified as mental slavery, which is the kind of slavery that misnomered black people are in today. That's the slavery that they in today, y'all. Mental slavery. I'm almost there. Chattel slavery. The essence of the word chattel is cattle. Chattel farms of humans in America from its African imports and trades are historically known as slavery. Chattel slavery, slavery itself, is not new in the nations of the earth. Y'all got to understand at one time, every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they honored not the creed and principles of their forefathers. Slavery is and has always been a divine issue and is the Father's way of punishing his disobedient child nations. And these holy spankings usually last from 40 to 400 years according to sacred records of the human family. And today, Muslims of the East still believe in and also practice slavery. We do that today. We do that today by using religion to say this religion is better, and neither one is better, because this is a synchronicity. They done got us caught up in misnomer Arab, Islam, Muslims. When you see brothers painting their beard, you got brothers operating on westernized Christianity, and then you got the misnomer black people. You got the misnomer black Muslim, the black Mason, the misnomer black Hebrew Israelite. Sad, sad, sad. It's a sad day. What are the pacifiers of mental slavery? Because I'm almost done. A pacifier is pseudo nourishment. Brian, what is pseudo?
False.
False. So when I tell people, when they be happy, they say, well, I graduated from college. That's pseudo academia. That's pseudo academia. Pseudo. And most of people education is pseudo. If you don't go to the university like I did and stay in the library and then come out and stand up, and when you do your oral dissertation, when you was going after those advanced degrees like I did, and prove that academia is pseudo, and they have things that they call the reading list and selective reading that keep people in subjugation with that dang old fake Willie Lynch, with that old fake roots that Alex Haley plagiarized from a European named Harold Colander. I got the book right here called The African. I got the book right here called The African that Alex Haley plagiarized the roots from. And then I showed y'all that dang old Willie Lynch was fake. And in 1995, Farrakhan got up there and quoted that whole fake lecture. No disrespect to Farrakhan, but if he was sitting next to me, I'd say, man, you lied about that. And it ain't no Willie Lynch. No damn slave master. Nobody that was a slave in the first century taught about no lynch. And black was not used to describe ethnicity in the first century. Black was only used to describe in the theater when the curtain come down. And if any Negro, religious person or educator come with them lies, it could easily be destroyed as Negro-centric propaganda. I did this in the university and got a standing ovation. So I'm not going to waste my time with people playing with this fake stuff. A pacifier is pseudo-nourishment designed to stimulate foods necessary to sustain life, yet gives the emptiness of idle time. That's it. That's all it does. Most so-called African Americans, according to the plans of the 14th Amendment, are actually realized colored people that were once Negroes and do not understand being black is post-slavery thought patterns and socially learned behavior. I ask my misnomer black people, do they know the laws? Do they know the 13th and the 14th and the 15th Amendment? They know nothing about the 13th and the 14th and the 15th Amendment. They know nothing about manumissions. They know nothing about the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. They know nothing about the House Joint Resolution 75. They know nothing about the religious rights of the indigenous people. Well, how are you going to have a conversation with me? You need to be educated. And that's the problem with us. We're not willing to be students, Brother Brian. They done got us caught up. There are no national or divine causes for thinking like a former slave in the midst of freedom. And the voided mind of black man demands to be fed something to its ability to think, to reason, to will and understand. Therefore, the master of human chattelization gave the black man gave us what we call stimulated nationalities to become and stimulated gods to serve. When you talk about serve your God, the man, and this made him believe he is equal to the Chinese, the Korean, and the nations of the earth. He put upon him, Negro, black, and colored, Afro, and the entire continent of Africa, African Americans, and the fallen sons and daughters of North America sucked on the pacifier of 1940, colored 1950, Negro 1960, black 1970, Balalian, 80s Ethiopian, 1990 African American. You got to stop right there. There was no national nourishment in none of these misnomers. What brother said, he said Dr. Umar be with that pseudo stuff. But anytime, and they call themselves educators. Brother Gain Peppers, let me tell you something I know. Dr. Umar Johnson came to my city of Flint. I'm from Flint, Michigan. My brother got murdered in the city of Flint. My dad was a director of the city of Flint. I came to the city of Flint and teach. Man, I had all European professors, scholars in there. When Dr. Umar came to Flint, Michigan, all them stupid Negro black people flood that mess with him. But all that money he raised for his school, where the money at? People love to be wooed to death with that black and that pro-black stuff. But if you were educated, you were a scholar, there ain't no freedom to blackness. To a Negro just talking, thinking you stupid, they're not going to come to me with that crap. And the Europeans be laughing at Negroes. They be laughing. They say, y'all let Dr. Umar come back to the city of Flint, Michigan, and y'all educated and y'all scholar, the brother that y'all know, went to high school with, y'all didn't flood his lectures, and we all there and we support him because they know it's programming. They let Dr. Umar Johnson come back to our city of Flint, and them stupid Negroes was full in there with that black mess, with that old black stuff. No one in history, if you're a historian, black don't mean nothing. It ain't no such thing as no African-American studies. Yeah, brother Game Peppers, I'm telling the truth. I jump on here. A lot of my friends I went to school with, oh man, Dr. Umar Johnson was snapping. That's all Negroes like. Niggertainment. But it ain't proving nothing. Them Negroes come and give donations to this man, he go right back home. You give donations to me, I'll show you how to buy stuff in your neighborhood. I'm from your city. Noble Peppers, I own a whole block in our neighborhood off of West Patterson and Mount Elliott under my religious organization. A whole block from no donations from no Negroes. I'm getting ready to move back to my city of Flint. I'm going to be the only one in my neighborhood to have a private religious organization. And I'm going to have my double Y's on one side and my businesses on the other side. My real brick and mortars. And it's going to be a private religious community. These brothers don't have no solutions. I'll be telling my people, all they want to do is be taught some bull crap. And Dr. Umar Johnson came back to our city of Flint with that bullshit. Excuse my candor. All that loud talking like somebody's scared. I ain't scared of nothing. I already lived like a dead man. I told people once my brother was murdered, I'm ready for war. And it's our own people that's doing that. These Negroes is stupid. No disrespect to my brothers and sisters. Now, nothing withstands these are too many names for one nation to be. How you going to have all those names? And you a nation? How? They not going to teach like this. I told y'all, the African American Summit, when Jesse Jackson and all of them got paid to call you a Negro, when the Big Six, when all those preachers, they split $250,000 to keep you off the real science. When they had T.I. and Dr. Cornel West and Tavis Smiley on TV talk about your freedom is connected to blackness, and my European professor said, all they got to do is have you come on there and break down law and history. It'll only take me 30 minutes and I'll rest my case with no rebuttal. It won't nothing. Only thing you can say is you don't like my candor. And I don't give a damn about nobody not liking my candor. Let's deal with the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter is no Negro, black, or color, or African American is never going to get no reparations. And I'm down with reparations. But the only people that's going to get reparations is the person that created the Negro. It's no attainment in being black. Blacks are those who have been miseducated. Y'all ever heard of the book, The Miseducation of the Negro? Do y'all know who wrote Brian, do they know who wrote the book, The Miseducation of the Negro? Somebody tell me who wrote the book, The Miseducation of the Negro. Anybody know?
Carter G. Woodson.
Now, here it is, all this stuff before me. Carter G. Woodson wrote a book called The Miseducation of the Negro. And he said, the reason why we miseducated is from our preachers and our so-called educators that's promulgating this bull crap. That's the miseducation of the Negro. When you got these Negroes with all these alphabets behind their name, they talk about they took African-American studies and they come out as a Negro the same way they went in. Ain't that messed up? That's messed up. Carter G. Woodson told you the miseducation of the Negro. The preachers and the educators and the politicians that preach that black stuff. And today, it's the same thing. Sad. It's a beat down into the hopelessness of despair. I'm almost done. Y'all want me to keep going, Brian? Because I can stop right now. I can go about 20 more minutes.
Yeah, I need 20 more.
Islam. They believe they cannot trace themselves, so mixed up and amalgamated until they don't know who or what they are, and are so politically incorrect. We just have to be whatever they say we are today. This thinking sustains an entire nation of people until a Congress-owned state-certified black prison. When you look at the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment, most of our people don't know it. And since it is through state certifications, they are led into a lifetime being born black, being led into a burning house. Black itself is only a word which means death and the absence of life. And meanwhile, the so-called Negro is his own inmate. Mentally, he and she is trapped in the prison of their ego, evil, and Maya. Of all creations, man is the only one who serves time. This is a great error in his thinking because time is his servant. What do we say in more science? It never was a time when what, Brian?
When man was not.
It never was a time when man was not. He believes from his westernized teachings. His life is that which is caged between birth and death. These thoughts further build the psychological jails, hence that carry the big house prisons with themselves. Being black alone is a self-imposed life-term sentence to doing prison time the hard way, mentally. If ever there were an entire people on the triple max lockdown, being totally isolated from the human family, knowledge of themselves and their creator, it is the so-called blacks of America. In fact, these are the criteria for being black. Tragically, the only leadership they are allowed to have are those who perpetuate this European-made blackness. I told you. Why you think these brothers that say they finna build the school ain't locked up? Because they know that black stuff, they need those brothers. Because if we unite as a people, forget what religion you are, under real education, under your understanding your nationality and spirituality, all that slave stuff will be over. But they got these misnomer black Negroes that keep telling you we're black with all that pro-black stuff, with all that dumb Black Lives Matter, begging somebody for some pennies. We ain't begging the government for nothing. We our own government. That's what we don't understand. That's what we don't understand. So I'll give y'all this little bit as we close. The true 5/5 components of a natural person. Because in slavery, you only a 3/5. The presidents wrote you in their chattel as 3/5. You got to know this. You got to know this. They wrote misnomer black people in their chattel as 3/5. You got to know this. What most people fail to realize is during the drafting of this great document, the European men age 21 were the only people recognized in America. Women, other nationalities, and slaves were not considered as whole persons or people, at least not with rights that the misnomer pale-skinned man had to respect. No disrespect, I'm just giving education. It takes a number of persons to make a people, as was written in Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3. And the word person was summarized into fifths, and 5/5 made one complete person. And this person, as endowed by the Creator and the laws of nature, was declared the whole number and a free person. This endowment with the totality of fifths made a complete and perfect person, and subsequently a citizen. And when the USA was first formed under its constitution, its sovereignty was for and by the people, aka mankind. And the word person was used by the people to describe their property, business, and fictional persons. I'll be waiting to an attorney or a lawyer to get on here. They talk about, well, in persons, no, you lying. That's why they know. I've debated lawyers. I debated all those people in the courts, and I came out, I know what I'm talking about. Because I deal with law. It gave life to corporate American oaths. Even the Masonic members, they won't tell you. So the 5 true fifths components of a natural person, as I close. The five true fifths components of a natural person. Spirit, the indestructible God essence in man, in woman. Soul, the actions of the mind's power, which is thinking, reasoning, willing, and understanding. 4, your body, flesh, human vehicle made of the earth, often indigenous to the land of birth. When they ask you if anybody are wine connoisseurs and they ask them what are the appellations of the grapes, do y'all know what the appellation mean? They want to know what's the region of those grapes, where they was born at. That's the appellation. What Noble Bryan say in one of your songs? What's that? What's the name of that song, Brian? When you say, "What's my appellation?" What's the name of that song?
More talk.
More Talk. Y'all download my brother's new album. It's called Transportation of Raw Materials. Streaming on all platforms. Nationality, the descendant birth attachment through an especial nation or tribe, free national name, lineage, identity. When y'all see that beard, Modelo, Especial, creed. I just broke down 5. Creed, religious path of God consciousness, established through what? Forefathers, vine and fig tree. So number 4 and number 5, your nationality and your divine creed were the 2 main fifths extracted from the African nationals. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and many other European free Masonic slave owners who signed the Constitution of the United States also wrote in their chattel as 3/5 of a person. And the Constitution thus became the first legal national deed of ownership of African slaves in the new nation. And this act alone legalized racism, apartheid, into the interior fabric of the new American culture. I'm telling y'all, man, these are just facts. For those who keep up with the total commercialization of corporate as portrayed in The Wizard of Oz, you will easily see that the misnomer Negro, Black, and Colored as purely a fictional character, a fake citizen, painted into the scheme of an ex post facto government. I'm trying to bring something to the lost and found. I'm trying to give you the shoes necessary to rejoin the human family of nations. What? Your nationality and your divine creed or your divine order. And it's impossible for the misnomer Negro, Black, and Colored to leave the land of make-believe without their shoes handed down by their ancient forefathers. And now all they have to do is simply apply their will and climb the 3 steps of thinking, of that thinking ladder, with its rounds of belief, faith, and fruition. It's in your Moorish Quran, chapter 7, verse 25 to 31. And so with that, I'm going to stop right there, man. Like I said, I'll break down the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th amendments down at a later date. Noble Bryan, do any of y'all want to add anything or just add your expertise or just share your wisdom?
First and foremost, I want to say gratitude, you know what I'm saying, for the teachings and the special thinking that's provided here, but as well as just affirming the importance of what you are doing, affirming the importance of what we are doing, affirming the importance of teaching everyone, and especially our people, you know what I'm saying, their nationality, spirituality, and all of those things, bringing it back to a remembrance. So gratitude.
Gratitude. If most or anybody else got anything, any comment or anything they want to share, just any words of encouragement.
Islam, gratitude, Sheikh. I second the same thing Brian was saying. This topic specifically is one that, from my experience, I tend to get the most questions about. How does this actually apply in real life?
Gratitude.
Gratitude for the clarity.
How it applied to us in real life is us all coming together. All of coming. We so separate, Noble Drayshawn, with this religion, that to where we can never be a people. I'm not stripping the people culture. I'm not stripping nothing. I teach the holy books. I teach the book of the Bible. I teach the holy books. And until we come together as a people, that's the only way we're going to be able to have the great migration. And no matter what state you live in, the people under your sound voice to come as a people, as a body. That's how it's going to help us today. Once we identify as a people, we're going to give back that slave caste. We're going to give all that back. Once you do all that, then we can start doing things the right way. A lot of people, it don't matter to them because they feel they got a job. They feel they got a job, but as soon as you get in trouble with things, you're going to be judged and convicted as a Negro. How? With no rights. You're going to be looked at. Our children is going to be treated like Negroes. When I promise y'all, when people come from different countries and they understand their culture, they don't be abused like the misnomer black kid in school. My misnomer Indian brothers, my misnomer European Jews, they kids don't be abused like our kids. They don't tell their kids to take off their yarmulke. Have you ever seen a European Jew been told to take off their yarmulke in class? Have you ever seen a misnomer Indian have them to take off their turban? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen a European, or a misnomer Arab? And the Arab is not even real. The Arab is an ARAP. Have you ever seen them been told to take off their kufi? No, never. You'll never see them be abused. Have you ever seen them being told to take off their native attire? Because they come here with their culture. Misnomer black people don't have culture, Brian, and that's how we can be separated and divide and conquer. How? Because we don't have a culture. And when you can take one or two and separate them and abuse them, you're going to scare the masses. And I told y'all, that's the problem with us. We don't identify as a people. So when they see Brian, then they see me, then they see Noble Alonzo, and then they see another empress. They see that no matter what state they in. And they say, we are part of this globally. We are part of this globally. We identify. That's the form of self-identifying. What? Proclaiming, declaring, and have due process. That's a form of something you have to do yourself. And look, the brother said, Sir Bay, he said, yes, I have. When you say I have, they not allowed to wear it in a courtroom or schools or workplaces. Well, that's false. Because if you know the precedent in law cases, I give it to everyone. You able to wear your turban in the military and your fez. That's why I tell people when we say things, because people tell us stuff. If you go to court and the judge say, well, take that hat off. And this was the first thing Gamora say. Well, it's not a hat. Okay, then well, for the record, what it is, give me the precedent in law case and a doc number and a Free Information Act to tell me that you can wear your fez or your turban in my courts. And for the record, show me, for the record, the precedent in law case, Brian, the doc number, and the Free Information Act that you can wear your fez at the job. But if you're working with heavy machinery, they just want you to take your tassel out because they don't want your tassel to get caught in the machinery. See, that happened. That only happened to Negroes. It don't happen to people that's part of real organization. It don't happen to the European Jew. It don't happen to the Islam Arab when they wear their kufi, and it don't happen to the misnomer Indian when they wear their turban. Oh, I always see it. Yes, I've seen it. You said, yes, I have not. You said, your question was, have you ever seen it? I said, yes. I didn't say there were no laws supporting it. Oh, yeah, I always see it. I'm in Arizona. I go to court when everything be on a doc number. That's why I don't like to say people names. I know Moors, when they get in trouble and they name be on the docket, because my professor is a judge out here. And when I go, I see them brothers and they don't even have their fez on in court. And then they be looking back at me and I'll be laughing. And the judge be laughing too. When I stayed in Tucson, I know the mayor in Tucson. Her husband is a Moor, a misnomer Mexican. If y'all go on my page on Facebook, I show y'all where the old brother from Morocco used to come to my job every day. Hey, Moore, and we build and we talk. He said, your people need to know who they are. So it's us. And a lot of times when people go to court with that Moore stuff, it's their sovereign citizens. And I don't teach no sovereign citizen stuff. I don't teach that. Your fez is not going to make you nothing. It's your national headdress. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. So gratitude to all my family and friends. Gratitude to all my family and friends that's on my personal Facebook page. I love y'all, especially my people in the city of Flint. I'm coming back to the city of Flint real soon. You know, hold on. Somebody just hit me up. But I'm coming back to my city of Flint, and I'm going to need all the support of my brothers and sisters as I continue to put turbans and fezzes on us adults and us children. And I just say, man, gratitude for y'all for listening and taking time out y'all day, and gratitude for those that gave donations. If you haven't, it's all fine. But if you would like to give a donation to our temple and school, it's Cash App $KG Bay. And all you got to do is send me an email and I'll send you literature. Because that's the thing, man. We are a people. We have too many splinter groups that's doing arbitrary explanation of laws to try to say this and that. And that's not how I work. I don't work like that. And I don't disrespect none of my brothers and sisters. Everybody is at a place, and we can be at a place of a lack of knowledge. We can be at a place to where we may have been taught something and somebody using you as a crash dummy. Nobles, I'll leave it with like this. I know a lot of Moors think their social security number is taxed to some $1 million. Moors might have heard that, Brian. Have you heard that when you first got into this movement? Tell the truth.
Yeah, that Morris had a trust fund laid up or something like, you know what I'm saying,
a bunch of bull crap. And then I tell the people that promulgate that if my social security number got millions and you telling me to file all this, well, why don't you just prove that you do it? I tell everybody when they say, oh, your social security number is attached to all these millions. Okay, well, show me that you got millions. Don't try to use brothers as crash dummies. Show me that your social security number is attached to all these millions of dollars that these people be making these little YouTube videos on and these TikTok videos. Show me that. Show me that. And so I'm not here to argue with nobody. I'm here to share what I know. I'm willing to sit down and come to some and with my brothers and sisters because I'm sincere. I'm not going to be sincerely wrong because I've been fact checked. I've been through academia and I had to sit down with Europeans, lawgivers that thought they knew something in my academia studies. As I've dealt with politicians and all that, I was able to fact check them. Lawyers and judges and prosecutors, attorneys, that's teachers at Grand Canyon University. I sit at those tables and most of them are Freemasons. I don't get disrespected from nothing. This is my right to dress and wear my culture. This is my religious right to wear my turban and my fez on the job. It's my right, long as it doesn't bring harm to nobody when I'm wearing my fez. If I'm going to a regular job, and say if I'm working with heavy machinery, I should have enough knowledge to say, you know what, my tassel is too long. I'll take my tassel out or shorten it. Why? So my tassel don't get caught up in the machinery. But you got to know, no one can strip you of who you are. We should know the laws. We should know the laws. And that's where it stops with me. I ask every brother, what's a prophet and an angel based off our 101s? And when people try to come to me with disrespect, what is a prophet and an angel based off our 101s, Brian?
A thought of Allah manifested in the flesh.
A thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. That's a prophet and an angel. It's in our 101s. A thought of Allah clothed in the flesh to come to give a divine message and a warning to his brothers and sisters. That's what I am as a sensei, as a map and a guide. I'm not here to argue with nobody. And so my whole mission, y'all, is to bring these teachings back to my family, man, and back to my friends, because it's a part of me that's missing. Hey, Dad, there go my pops on there.
Hey, what's up?
See, like I miss my parents. I miss my dad. I just came from Flint, Michigan, y'all, a couple months ago. My heart is hurting. My dad is an elder. My mom is an elder. I'm 3,000 miles away. I'm willing to sacrifice some things to be back home. All my friends and family on Facebook, and y'all say I'm the one and all this. I need y'all support to bring these teachings back because there's something missing with me. When people see me tearing up, it's no hurt. It's a part of me that's missing. I'm a long way from home. And a prophet and an angel must leave his own country to build himself up and then go back home. I'm ready to go home, y'all. Just like I told Noble Alonzo earlier, I told you, Brian, it's a part of me that's missing. I don't want to get the call all the way out here in Arizona and say, hey, man, it's an emergency. You got to go home. I want to be there in the midst of. I'm willing to sacrifice something. But what are my brothers and sisters willing to sacrifice? Because in my father's house, there's many mansions, y'all. I'm a divine minister. I have to minister. God was whooping my ass last night. Excuse my candor. I'm just being honest, y'all. And these are not tears of pain. These are tears of joy. I promise y'all, man. The Holy Spirit been busting me across the head for so long, like, brother, like, what are you doing? He's like, you got to sacrifice something, sir. You got to be willing to have without to build yourself up. For all the people that's following me on YouTube, all my 300 and 400 friends from Flint, Michigan that say I'm the one, I don't preach no separation. This is a unity. I am the holy books. I teach you that we made in the image of the Creator. Everything I have on is holy garments. And the only people that don't know this is us as misnomer black people. So that's where I'm at, y'all. So excuse the little teardrops that's coming down in my eyes, but I'm just at a crossroads right now in my life. I'm getting ready to be 48 on my birthday, y'all. I'm an elder. It ain't nothing else I need in life. Like I told y'all, man, I live like a dead man. Like I done died over 20 years ago when I lost my baby brother, killed Jelani Goodman Bay. I live like a dead man already. I promise y'all that. My heart is still hurt, but it's full of the Holy Spirit. It's full when I see my dad. It's full when I see my mom. But I live like a dead man already. And I don't have a problem to speak about this. I used to be kind of guard my heart when I didn't want to talk about my brother and the death and the things that I miss. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I'm a homeboy. Y'all know my dad. Y'all on YouTube, Thurman, Victorious Youngblood, y'all know my dad. You Reverend Floyd's granddaughter, man, Reverend Floyd's son worked for my dad. He worked for my dad. I was a minister in two of the biggest churches in Flint. I'm supposed to be the one to come back and teach my people. And so, man, that's all I got to say, man. My heart is full right now. Gratitude, Noble, for the donation. Yup, it's Cash App $ KG Bay. My heart is full right now. Like I said, I'm just at a crossroads right now, man. Nothing makes me happy but ministering and being around my father, being around my mom, seeing the people in the city of Flint. And I need y'all support to build this temple. We can do this in makeshift house. I can get a small little building and it can be packed with all my friends and family. And I can teach. And that's just all I got to say right now, man. Like I said, I give y'all gratitude for jumping on here. But like I said, I'm ready to go back home. I'm just being honest. I'm ready to go back home and teach this. I built myself up already. It ain't nothing else I can do in Arizona but work a damn job. That's all I'm doing out here anyway, is working a job. That's it. But the Holy Spirit said, man, you got work to do, son. He's like, you got to beat the streets like the Mormon and the Jehovah's Witness. You got to be seen. The kids need to see me. My brothers and sisters need to see me. The ones that call themselves Negro, black, and color. I'm not stripping nobody from their spirituality because I understand all of it. I'm part of the Gospels. I love the Gospels. But it's a part of me that's missing, y'all. And I need y'all support for I can go back home. I'm just being straight up honest. And I got my wife's support. My wife trying to enjoy her solar return in Miami. My wife been calling me every day. Like, baby, you got to do what you got to do. If Allah is telling you to do this, if Yahweh telling you to do this, you can't continue to do this. Especially if I have a void, if something is missing, and I'm willing to sacrifice everything I have. I'm willing to get rid of my truck. I'm willing to get rid of everything. I'm willing to downgrade to make my way back home. Because all I'm getting is a check, a worldly job. That's it. I don't get no joy out of that. I done went to college. I got a bachelor's degree in business. I done went to and got a master's degree in spirituality. Y'all, when I came to Arizona, you know, my professors, they called me Melchizedek. They said, well, we thought you was coming out here to Arizona to get your education and go back home to Flint, Michigan. This is what all my professors told me. They were like, it ain't nothing that you're going to get here but a job. They said, you teach us. They're like, if you was a white man, we already put you in position. But I'm not a European. I'm your brother. And every one of my professors, they said, we thought you was coming out here. We thought Josette sent you out here to get your education in history and science and spirituality and go back home and teach your people that can't afford it. So that's where I'm at with it right now, man. So I apologize for that personal testimony, but I just had to, man. The Holy Spirit, I've been bottling stuff up for so long, man. I've been having a game face, you know, trying to smile and I hurt. I'm not mad anymore. I'm not upset. Me and my dad had a beautiful conversation where he told me, you got to get rid of the anger. All my anger is gone. I don't speak negative about no one. I don't have any negative thoughts. I see no evil, hear no evil. I say no evil. But right now, the Holy Spirit is kicking my butt. And I don't want to die and not fulfill my mission. I don't want my life to be off this earth and I haven't even tried, or the people haven't even tried to help me fulfill the mission, because I know I can help us. And that's just where I'm at, Noble Brian, with this ministry. That's where I'm at with what I'm doing. I give gratitude for Instagram and all that, for touching people all over the world. But man, my city of Flint is hurting. My city of Flint is hurting. And we so scattered. And I need my people. And so with that being said, man, once again, thank y'all for the donations. Thank y'all for all that. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate y'all trying to help me build this temple. But like I said, it's time for me to go back home sooner than later, as I'm putting myself in a position. I'm a divine minister. I went to the universities for this. I didn't go to the university to get no job. I didn't go to the university to get no 9 to 5. I went to the universities to do exactly what I'm doing. Now it's time for me to take these teachings where? Back home, for the people can see me, for y'all can touch my garments, for y'all can see me all the time, for I can see y'all, for we can love on each other. That's the great migration, family. So I love y'all, man. Noble Brian, can we get our Moorish American prayer? And can somebody give us our benediction? And if anybody don't have anything else to say, I give y'all gratitude, man, just for your time listening to me. Thank you.
Islam and gratitude once again, Sheikh. And the testimony was definitely heartfelt, so no apologies necessary, especially not in my mind. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Ash'aya, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Anybody got our benediction up?
Let me get it right now.
Gratitude, Noble. If you take your time, I can go grab it from in the corner if you don't have it.
Islam, but we have it right here.
Gratitude, Noble.
May the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou shouldst strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thy brethren, and do the best to shun thy evil ones. Remember to take suck of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let the truth be the shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the lock to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. For behold, the key to salvation already rests within thy own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there is still a greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Islam, amen, and peace, peace,
Peace, peace, peace, peace, peace, peace, peace. Gratitude and love. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Sunday school at 2 p.m. Peace and love.
Peace and love.